Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Is Jason just protecting Carly as usual, or is jealousy the reason behind his warnings against Jack? General Hospital spoilers claim Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, gave Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, explicit instruction before he left for Africa to find Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, and bring him home. He warned her to steer clear of WSB agent Jack Brennan, Charles, Missouri. In Jason's mind, he doesn't have to know the guy at all because he knows the type. From where Carly sits, Jack has been nothing but a savior for her. Is that why this is so hard for Jason, who normally loves to be Carly's white knight? Or does Jason have a point that trusting a federal agent and con man like Jack isn't wise, because eventually he will come to collect? Jack may be interested in Carly, and that could be genuine, but that doesn't mean he's not playing both sides of the fence. We've seen Jack in action enough times now to know how he operates. Well, he does seem to go out on a limb to do favors for Carly, even when she hasn't asked and isn't aware he's doing them. That could be because someday he plans to clue her in so she will feel indebted to him. Will she, though? Carly isn't the type to fall for such a scam. However, she has asked for some of these favors. Carly just loves a man who will swoop in and save her from herself. In this case, she is clueless that it was Jack who wiped the evidence database so that the FBI would have no choice but to drop their charges against her. By the time she learns the truth of that situation, Jack will likely have done several other favors for her, like saving Jason's life when he was in Africa rescuing Lucky. An operation he wouldn't have known to carry out had Jack not zeroed in on Lucky's location. Thus, it's no surprise that Carly isn't staying away from Jack and instead can't wait to see more of him. Jason is used to how this dynamic works with Carly. He tells her what to do or what not to do, and she doesn't listen. Then, when she finally realizes he was right, it's too late, and she has herself in a major mess. Who gets to clean it up? Jason, of course. Is he just trying to prevent that situation from coming to fruition, or does he want to spare Carly some heartache? As the sun began to set over Port Charles, the skyline painted in hues of amber and violet, Jason Morgan found himself in a familiar spot, the bustling corridors of General Hospital. His rugged exterior belied the turmoil within. He was a man caught in the throes of his own emotions, torn between loyalty and the primal instinct that came from the heart. Today, his concern was rooted in Carly Corinthos, but the undercurrent of jealousy began to ripple beneath the surface, raising questions about his true intentions. Carly had always been a whirlwind, drawing everyone into her orbit. Whether she was fiercely defending her family or taking charge of the latest crisis, her charisma was undeniable. But with the arrival of Jack, an enigmatic figure with a charm that rivaled her own, Jason felt an unfamiliar sting in his gut. Jack's return not only rekindled old memories for Carly, but also posed a threat to the fragile balance Jason had fought so hard to maintain. Are you really going to let him into your life again? Jason's voice cut through the hum of the hospital as he approached Carly, who was perched on a bench outside the pediatrics ward, a worried look etched on her face. The weight of their past hung heavily between them, filled with love, betrayal, and the ghost of what could have been. Carly looked up, her eyes flashing with indignation. I can handle Jack, Jason. He's not a threat to me. He's just trying to reconnect. Reconnect? Jason scoffed, his jaw tightening. You know how these things go. One moment of weakness, and you'll be swept back into the past. Do you really want that? As Carly met his gaze, Jason saw the flicker of defiance in her expression. Why do you care so much? Is it about protecting me, or is it about your own insecurities? You've always had a problem with sharing, Jason. A beat of silence passed, thick with tension. Jason's mind raced, processing her words. Was this really about Jack, or was it deeper? Perhaps it was a mix of both. He had always felt a sense of protectiveness over Carly. She was his family, his partner in crime. But there was also a pang of jealousy that crept in whenever he thought of Jack. Jack had an ease with Carly that Jason envied. They shared history, laughter, heartbreak, and a bond forged through time and circumstance. The thought of Jack walking back into Carly's life, effortlessly slipping into her heart, ignited a fire within him. His instincts kicked in, and he felt compelled to warn her against what he viewed as a dangerous reunion. "I'm just trying to look out for you," Jason said finally, his tone softer yet firm. "You know I would never put you in harm's way. Jack is charming, but he has a way of manipulating people. I don't want you to get hurt again." Carly studied him, her expression shifting from anger to something softer, perhaps understanding. "And you think I can't take care of myself? I'm not a damsel in distress, Jason. I can handle whatever comes my way." The fiery determination in her voice stirred something deep within Jason. He admired her strength, but it also terrified him. He had seen Carly endure more than her fair share of pain, betrayals, losses, and heartaches. The last thing he wanted was to witness her suffer because of a decision that he failed to communicate. "Carly, it's not that I don't trust you," he began, stepping closer. I've been through it all with you. I know how vulnerable you can be. I don't want to see you make a mistake you might regret." Carly's gaze softened. What if I don't see Jack as a mistake? What if he's genuinely trying to be a better person? People change, Jason. "Do they?" Jason challenged, his voice rising slightly. What if he hasn't changed at all? What if he's just waiting for the right moment to strike? The mention of Jack's past offenses echoed in the air like a warning bell. Jason's protective instincts surged again, a mix of anxiety and anger coursing through him. "Look, I get it. You've always been my protector," Carly replied, her tone steadier. "But this feels different. Jack is different. He wants to make amends. Can't you see that?" Jason's heart raced as he weighed her words. What if Jack truly had changed? What if he was genuinely trying to mend his ways? Yet the memories of Jack's past, the lies and betrayals, lingered like a dark cloud over his head. Was he being too harsh? Or was it his jealousy clouding his judgment? "Just promise me you'll be careful," Jason finally said, his voice a blend of resignation and resolve. "If things start to feel off, you'll let me know." Carly smiled softly, the warmth of her affection pouring into the moment. "I promise, Jason. I'll keep you in the loop. But you have to promise me something too." "What's that?" "Don't let your jealousy cloud your judgment. If you want to protect me, then trust that I can make the right decisions." Jason nodded slowly, his chest tightening with the weight of her request. Could he truly step back and let her navigate this on her own? A part of him wanted to fight for her, to stake his claim as her protector, but another part knew he had to give her the space to make her own choices. As Carly rose from the bench, her phone buzzed with a message from Jack. "See, he's reaching out now." "I need to figure this out for myself," she said, a determined look in her eyes. Jason watched her walk away, the sun casting a golden hue around her. He felt a mix of admiration and fear swirling within him. Would she make the right choice? Would Jack's charm overshadow the memories of heartbreak, or would Jason's warnings keep her safe? In the days to come, as tensions flared and secrets unraveled, Jason's instincts would be tested. Jealousy might lurk in the shadows, but it was ultimately his desire to protect Carly that would guide his actions. The question remained, would that be enough to keep her safe from Jack and his intoxicating allure? As Port Charles braced for the storm, Jason knew one thing for certain. Whatever the outcome, he would always be there for Carly, ready to fight for her, even if that meant battling the demons of his own heart.